the map anymore. So you actually have to like try to find where people are, and you can't just fucking follow the dots. And I'm loving it that everyone's crying now that it's too realistic. And
What are you talking about? What's too realistic?
The new Call of Duty, they like changed it, slowed it down. Like it's kind of like Modern Warfare 1, but even slower. And like people are losing their shit because the minimap now doesn't, like, you know how if like someone shoots a gun, you can see it on the minimap. You can't see that anymore.
I don't know because I don't play Call of Duty.
Bro, don't lie to me. You played fucking Modern Warfare with me in some duos.
How long ago was that? I did not buy the last Call of Duty.
A week or two? No, you bought the one before the last one. Bro, you're a Call of Duty guy. Just admit it.
Yeah. Name 5 Call of Duties. Or I guess I was
trying
to say that
Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2.
Black Ops 1, Black Ops
That's on him. He put the bar too low.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care about Call of Duty. So when you're saying like these changes between Call of Duties, it's not my jam. If it doesn't have kids or squids in it, or if it doesn't have ultimates, yeah.
Brendan's a big kids guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't have TikTok dances.
Yeah, if it doesn't have TikTok dances, if it doesn't have kids and squids, if it doesn't have ultimates and payloads, it's not a game for me. It's not a shooting game for me.
Wait,
that's a lie.
Overwatch comes out October 4th.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a Tuesday. Yeah, never mind. I was like, is that Friday? I'm like, doesn't even make sense.
Why does it have to be Friday?
Well, because it was the day before my birthday, and I was thinking my birthday was on a Monday. I'm like, it doesn't come out on a Sunday. That doesn't make sense. And I was like thinking, like, wait, maybe I get this all screwed up. But my birthday's on a Wednesday. So
you right over there, Todd. You've been taking a walk down the Cabbage Patch aisle? What's going on here?
No, I'm fucking waiting to get this over with so I can.
I mean, let's go. Light it up. Spark one up.
Yeah, don't let us stop you.
What I don't know. What do the kids say when they're rolling rolling a. What do you even roll joints anymore? Is that a thing people do? Like, I don't even know what people do with this stuff.
I get them rolled for me if I get them.
You pay someone to roll it for you?
Yeah, just at the dispensary, you get pre-rolled. Just get a couple pre-rolled joints. They're fucking better than I'd ever roll them.
This world is a world I'm not familiar with. I don't even know what's going on.
There are people that we grew up with who are like, man, you can get paid to roll them up for other people?
Yeah, it's like Snoop Dogg has his own. He pays like someone like $60K to roll his own joints.
Could you imagine that was like your like that's what you did? Like your Snoop Dogg's joint roller? Like that's what your job is? Like
does that translate? Like if you had to get a new job and you had to put that on your resume, does that skill translate to anything else?
I think it probably just as personal assistant.
Yeah, personal assistant. There you go.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
I feel like there's probably someone
in charge
else.
of productivity.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably someone else that if Snoop didn't need that anymore, or whatever. I feel like there's someone else that would need that service done for them.
I know Willie has a guy that rolls joints and leaves them all over his house.
I bet.
And just like leaves them around his house like little treats. Like he just finds like, oh, look at this.
No, he has
stations.
He has like special tables, yeah.
Damn.
Remember the episode of Seinfeld where they had those Dominicans that were rolling up fake Cuban cigars?
Yes.
And then
yes.
They ended up rolling up crepes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something like that could happen.
And then the crepes were falling apart at the end.
No, they wrapped them too tightly so they would explode.
Oh, they were too tightly. That's what it was, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. This is not.
Boom, boom, boom.
This is welcome everyone to the Pass the Control podcast, a show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest video games and nerd culture. Sometimes we have guests, sometimes we talk about Seinfeld and weed too much. Either way, we have a new episode for you each and every week. As always, I'm your host, Brenden Groom, and joining me on this lovely Sunday evening, riding us out of the weekend, is the anime senpai himself, Mr. I Had Too Many Ribs Today, Michael Desir. Mike, how are you doing tonight?
Todd, are you gonna start a side podcast called Pass the Blunt or something?
Yo,
yes, let's go.
Joint.
You all gotta start smoking, and then we can fucking get it going.
Yeah.
It's a side podcast where Todd just gets the three of us really fucking high.
Yes.
And then we're so high we can't. Yeah, we're so high we can't even talk. So it's just Todd going like.
I like to imagine that us
I would say at this point
all under the
in my
influence
life,
would actually be more coherent.
most people don't even know I'm stoned 90% of the time. Like I like go about my like people are like, wait, you smoke? Like, and I'm like, I'm high right now, motherfucker. But like people never know.
That's him talking to the mirror.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. People never know.
Like,
They'll
I'm,
never
like,
know.
pointing to the mirror.
They'll
Oh,
never
like
know.
the trash can and the stove.
He's cooking some mac and cheese on the stove, and he's like, "No, you're high, motherfucker. You're the pot, not me." Anyways, Mike, how are you doing? How are you feeling? You still full? You still rolling around in rib juice?
I could probably eat something.
Wow. Okay. Also joining us this evening is the fucking highest motherfucker on the planet, TODD, Snoop Todd. Anyways, Todd, Gary, shit's getting scary. What's up, Todd?
Do one of you guys want to be my personal joint roller? I mean, that's even better. I can trust you because I know you're not going to smoke it.
That's true. You should get a blunt roller that doesn't smoke.
Yeah, right.
How are you doing tonight, Todd?
I'm good. I'm overtaking your gamer score.
Oh
you
my
know,
God, here we go.
living the dream.
Here we go. I should play something right now in the background that's easy achievements and just be like, "Hey Todd, I took your gamer score." Anyway,
All of a sudden, I see you get a quick 1,000 from Peppa Pig.
Yeah. Why is it a quick 1,000? Am I gotta download that shit right now?
Well, I haven't done it yet, so go ahead. I'll match that shit.
Oh, here we go. Rounding us out tonight is the Disney Daddy, Dominic 40. Dom, how are you doing tonight?
I'm here.
That is true. He is here.
There we go.
A couple of housekeeping things before we get into tonight's episode. This episode, of course, sponsored by our good friends at Goodnight Fatty. If you are like Todd and just smoked a big-ass fucking joint, you can walk on over to 1 Washington Square, get yourself a delicious fatty or 3, and enjoy those tasty treats. And if you're unaware of what a fatty is, you can check them out on social media at Goodnight Fatty and educate yourself on these tasty, tasty treats. Yeah. They're good people making good treats, and you can enjoy them even if you're not high like Todd. So don't let that be the barrier to entry there. A couple other housekeeping things. This month's movie club is my pick, and it is The Fundamentals of Caring, which is a Netflix film. So if you have not watched that yet, you have one more week to watch that before we talk about that film at the end of the month. Next month's pick for October is Dom's. So look forward to some musical nonsense from Dom next month.
I got some guesses, but I'll hold them out.
Well, no, hit your guesses. What are you thinking? What are you thinking over there?
Well, I feel like if I guess so, it might change his course. So like I'm not gonna say anything.
Nah, Dom's got his shit locked in. You think he's scared of you? You think he's gonna fucking change it for you?
No, maybe. I don't know.
Todd said that for his pick for November, he has a triple feature. So.
Did I say what? Oh no, I said a double feature.
Yeah, I'm not watching a double feature, Todd. It's gonna be a good reason for a double feature.
I said X and Pearl. That's what I'm gonna make because I've only seen X, so I'm gonna make everyone watch those.
Pearl out yet?
I think you can rent it in the next coming days. I think in October.
Really? Didn't X come out last year?
Yeah, but I think I don't think Pearl's
Did they film it?
making. Pearl made $6 million and it's only cost $1 million to make so far. So it's already a success. But even Martin Scorsese, I thought it was a joke at first, but Scorsese came out and said like he loved the movie. And it disturbed him I'm excited to see it though.
Yeah, how about you not pick a movie that's disturbing for no reason?
I don't think it's going to be the kind of disturbing you think. It's more of like
the first one has Kid Cudi in it.
Oh, there you go. Boom.
That doesn't mean I want to watch it. That's not an automatic fucking pick for me. Anyways, so yeah, we'll talk about The Fundamentals of Caring next week. So make sure if you're interested in listening to that episode, you watch that movie before next week's episode. Last bit of housekeeping, which we'll talk more about on this show, is Shovel Knight Dig just came out this past week. So if you're interested in checking out some gameplay from that, you can watch on our YouTube channel the first hour of gameplay of that and my impressions of that as I'm playing through it for the first time. But later this episode, we will talk a little bit more in depth about Shovel Knight Dig and sort of a review type conversation where I won't spoil stuff, but we'll talk about the game a little bit more in depth. But before we even get to that, what has everyone else been playing? Anything other than the regular stuff?
I'm trying to look up the name of the game because I sent it to you earlier today. It's got a weird like spelling on it. The Doom clone kind of I was playing. It's fucking so good, and it's on Game Pass. Of course, it's always on Game Pass. But if you can find, it's like I forget what it's called. But Dom, I think you would if you like old school like Doom.
Proteus?
It's like old school Proteus. Yeah, it's fucking awesome, and I've never even heard of this game before. It's literally
On
Doom.
Game Pass, you said?
Yeah, and it's like Doom style graphics, but it is like so crazy in a very good way. And the weapons, it's got like way more variety of weapons, and you can rank stuff up. I was gonna play it for like 5 minutes. I ended up playing it for like 2 hours today.
Is that where you got those achievements from?
I think I only got like 200 from that, but I got some of them from that.
Yeah, I'll check it out if it's on Game Pass. If it's like, is it scary or is it just like a Doom
No,
type game?
it's like it's legit like what like Doom 64 used to look like. That's
Okay.
the graphics on it and everything. Yeah, it's like that style, but it's like it's a little bit even more fast paced. And yeah, I'm really digging it. The first time I turned it on, I was like, I don't know about this game. It seems a little weird. And then today I really jumped into it, and I'm like, yep, I'm definitely gonna play through this game.
Anything else? Anyone else been playing anything other than the normal stuff? Or I guess we can do a check-in of this month of this new season of Fortnite. I know Dom has put some time. I don't know if anyone else has had a chance to sit down with the new season.
Just that first night.
How are you feeling on the new
I'm at
season
level
so far?
33.
Jeez.
I'm at like 2. like 2 or 3.
How are you feeling about this new season so far, Dom, off the bat with these new changes and additions to the map and whatnot?
I feel like the season, like, it seems like the Chrome is spreading faster than things have moved in the past seasons.
Mm-hmm. Like with how last season the spores stuff was like taking a longer time to spread out the map. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the Chrome is like already moving its way across the map.
Yeah.
The Chrome is like an interesting mechanic. Like it, like you guys have all played?
Yes.
Yeah, I like it. I kind of dig it. I didn't think I'd like it, but I kind of like it.
Have you played, Mike, or no?
I have not.
Oh.
Okay. So there's Chrome on the map, and essentially you can get like coated in Chrome, and you like can turn yourself into a ball of Chrome and move like you could in the sand before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like essentially you turn into a ball and you like are sand tunneling, and then you can like jump and dash as a ball of Chrome.
Yeah. You can like phase through walls if you jump properly into them and stuff. Yeah.
I didn't even know
if
that.
you are coated, is it only if you're coated in Chrome you can phase through walls? I can't remember.
I think so. Yeah.
I think. Wait. I think I read briefly. Doesn't the wall also to be coated in Chrome too?
I don't. Oh, I don't.
Like
I didn't know.
yes, wall.
But there are like if you break Chrome coated trees and stuff, you can get like a Chrome throwable, like turn things into Chrome.
Yeah. Yeah, that mechanic's definitely interesting. It is funny to me. I've seen other people on the internet make this like aside, but it's funny that like Splatoon 3 comes out and then this type of mechanic that is like, you know, not Splatoon, but like I've seen people compare it to Splatoon, which I think is funny.
I think it's because of like the painted
It's
areas.
the sand tunneling thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not like a groundbreaking thing. But I also I don't think it's like necessarily ripping off Splatoon. I just think it's funny that like it is a liquefied like thing that you turn into. I am curious because I feel like the map didn't change a lot from last season to the season off the bat, but I feel like what you said is the Chrome thing might take over quickly and make like a bigger change. Like I'm wondering if
the other thing that I've noticed is that there's a lot of like hot air balloons in certain areas of the map, and it seems like they're going to be moving them.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if like
so like the pirate ship that was where the Daily Bugle was.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was there last season too. Yeah, there was a pirate ship in the middle, right? Like there's the basin where the Daily Bugle was.
Yeah.
There's a pirate ship in the middle.
Yeah.
Anyways, the pirate ship is on hot air balloons, and I think it's moving.
Yeah. I'm curious because I don't think they've ever done this before, really. I'm wondering if they're going to do like because they didn't do an end of season event or a beginning season event. I wonder if they're going to do like a mid-season event where like the Chrome does something to the island and then there's like a big mid-season event that is like a timed thing.
Lady Gaga, Chromatica, I mean, that's the name of her album.
That's actually
you
not a
know,
terrible. That actually kind of checks out.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the Halloween event is somehow influenced by the Chrome. So, like, if the mid-season event isn't like a Halloween event.
Mm-hmm. But I'm feeling it so far. I feel like they've brought back some items and stuff that I enjoy. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the season shakes out. I mean, I like some of the stuff that's in the battle pass already. Like I like fucking emo cat. I forget what his name is.
Her name. Meowskulls.
Meowskulls. But it has a funny pun name.
Meowskulls.
No, Meowskulls
Meow.
is. Oh,
Meow
Meowskulls.
Skull.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes. That there's the pun. That's a good name. And
It is Meowskully's sister, I believe.
Oh, really?
And Kit's aunt or something. I forget how. Yes, all the cats are apparently related.
Is that like in the game? It says that.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Fortnite lore is so fucking wild to me. But yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I've only played a couple a little bit, but I leveled up pretty quickly. Dom and I were talking about how it seems so far off the bat there's a lot of missions that have decent XP tied to them. So, because that you haven't paid for levels, Dom, right? You just organically doing missions got to level 33 this quickly. That's pretty wild. Yep. So, I think some of those missions expire like tomorrow though, because some of them are like birthday missions and stuff for Fortnite's anniversary and stuff. So
if you were to pay for 1 through 100, how much would it cost? What's it cost per level? What's that?
Well, you get a discount if you buy. I think if you buy 25 levels, you get a discount.
Oh, okay.
But it's still probably a lot of money. I would have to imagine it's at least $50, if not more. Yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. How's a quick update on where you're at with The Last of Us, Dom?
I beat it today.
Oh shit! All right. Well, a spoiler-free. How are you feeling of this game?
I think you guys overhyped the game.
Oh really?
Wow.
Yep. Okay. I don't hate it. Like I thought the story was good. I just wasn't like blown away.
Okay. I mean that's fair, I guess. I mean, yeah. I just resonate with a lot of story beats in that game. I like that game a lot. Does it make you like immediately want to play 2, or you could care less?
I mean, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
I feel like God of War will probably come before Last of Us 2 now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's fine.
I just am not dying to play it.
That's fair.
I'm curious if you're gonna like the God of War gameplay. Like, I think you'll like the story definitely, because that's like a no-brainer. The story's great, but I'm curious if you're gonna like the God of War gameplay, because it's very different from the old ones. It's a little more.
What is it more similar to?
I don't know. It's like it's tough to explain because it kind of adds elements of like Dark Souls games with like melees and stuff like that. And I don't know.
I mean, I never played an old Dark Souls game. I mean, an old
it's
God of War game. I'm just gonna I'm gonna take the leap without having ever played a God of War game. I'm assuming old God of War plays similar to Devil May Cry.
Yeah,
like it's more arcadey.
Yes, 100%.
And like this definitely is a little bit more.
It's like grounded almost. Like
yeah, I think it's just like what Todd said. It probably borrows a little bit more from like a slower paced. Like not as difficult as Demon Souls or Dark Souls or anything, but definitely more of like a metered gameplay. Yeah, I'll probably start up God of War as soon as I get through Last of Us. I'm still at the university. I haven't played in a couple days.
I'm at the very end. I'm like 2 seconds away from finishing it 7-8 times.
Yeah, we'll do.
Are you in the tunnel?
What's that? I'm at the hospital right now. Like pretty much the end part of the hospital.
Yeah.
The tunnel in the hospital were a pain in the ass in Survivalist.
Oh man!
Because I was trying to do everything without fucking ammo, essentially.
Yeah, I was like, you get to a point where there's like 2 boomers, and like I had like 3 bullets, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do right now? You know, like, and I think I might have killed one of them and ran by the other one and just fucking booked it out of there.
If part 1 didn't hit Dom in a major way, I am now very curious to see if he likes part
Well,
2 at all.
did you what was like? Did you think the gameplay was good, or are you kind of like impartial on the gameplay? Because the
I don't know,
gameplay
the
in 2 is like
gameplay was
leaps
fine.
and bounds better.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
so
the
much better
gameplay
than
was
2.
fine. I didn't have any huge problems with the gameplay. I don't know. There was some problems with AI, I feel like, but I was also on survivalist, so I don't know how they react
No,
otherwise.
it's fixed in the remake. The AI is really like glitchy. It like runs through Ellie sometimes. Like you're like, Ellie will be like running around like.
There were times where I literally like was shooting somebody point blank with a shotgun, and they were still running at me, and I was like,
yes,
"What the fuck?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Love the PS3 game. I think I don't know.
I have the remastered version.
Yeah, you might actually like 2 more because I think some people do like
Not
2 more. I just personally like the story of 1 more overall, but we'll do an episode on part 1 at some point. Mike, I'm assuming you're not going to play it. Do you want to watch the cutscenes, or do you not care?
He's almost done.
I mean, I really don't care. I guess I could watch the cutscenes. I'll find a thing that has all the stuff.
I think I sent it in the chat last week.
Oh yeah, I saw that in the thing last week. Oh yeah. Okay.
Cool, dude. Anyways, yeah, we'll talk about Last of Us in a future episode. Now that Dom has completed it, fucking bang through that. Part 2 is also at least like double the length. Like you could, I mean, I don't know how quickly you finished it because you were playing on a harder difficulty, but I'd say the average time for part 1 is probably like 10 hours, 10, 15 hours most.
2 is like 25, 22, 25-ish, around there. And that's like if you're like kind of just blasting through it all, you know?
Yeah, but if Dom's going to play that on hard difficulty, that's also going to probably be like a 30-hour game, I would say, at least.
Probably.
Damn. I wish you liked it more. But we'll talk about that at a later time. I've been pretty much, besides the fact that I just haven't had the time to sit down and play it because I like to play it in big chunks, not just like quick little spurts. I don't love combat sections with clickers, and at the university is a lot of that. So I'm just like, when I got to the first main encounter, which was like a lot of clickers, I was like, yeah, I don't have the time and patience to do this right now. I don't want to do this. I'll wait until a different time to sit down and bang out the university in one sitting. Because that's the other thing. Like, I just want to finish the university in one sitting. I don't want to like split it up. I'd rather just get it over with.
I can't believe you liked this game with like stalkers and.
Right.
Feels like a game that Brenden would not enjoy.
I hate the combat sections. Like, I do not like playing. Like, fighting human enemies is still not great, but it's better than fighting the infected. Like, I do not like fighting the infected. Like, I will try to stealth my way out of scenarios if I know it's a section where I can just like quickly get out of there. Or I'll just fucking go guns blazing and just blow everything up and just run through some stuff. Like, Molotovs are my best friend.
Yeah, and Dom, and like in part 2, you can go fully prone and like crawl on the ground. Like you can dive backwards.
Oh, really?
You can press like a button, so if a clicker is coming at you, you do a dodge mechanic, so like you can get out of there rather than just like you can only like turn and run and just basically you can't do anything if a clicker's right near you.
I will say the gameplay in like the combat gameplay in 2 is very good. Like there are some interesting things it does that I feel like no other game really does. I just like the things that I don't like dealing with personally in video games, especially in part 1, they're like ramped up in part 2, and I'm just like, the idea of replaying part 2 stresses me out because it's like I don't really want to deal with those combat sections again. I just fucking don't. To the point where like if we do play part 2 for a podcast, I'll probably play it on like the easiest difficulty just to get through those combat sections because I just don't fucking care.
I gotta get that trophy.
I will say I wish. Well, I guess we could still the servers are still online for the remaster, right?
Oh yeah, you can still. I played it.
The multiplayer is pretty fun, Dom. Like I'd be down to
really
install the remaster and play the multiplayer because the multiplayer is fun.
Okay.
But anyways, the last thing I wanted to kind of throw into the mix before we talk about Shovel Knight Dig was, has anyone watched Andor yet?
Not.
I watched the first episode.
Are you excited to continue watching it, Mike?
Yeah, like I'm intrigued with what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know anything about the show. I didn't read spoilers or anything, but the one thing I did see from a lot of people, it felt like was...
I have a spoiler. I have a spoiler for the show. Cassian lives.
Whoa. It sounds like it's doing a lot of things that Star Wars doesn't typically do in movies and shows, so that people are digging that it's like...
I've been putting it on to fall asleep at night. Like, I put like 5 or 10 minutes on, and I'm out.
Like, the first episode I watched did have what I would consider... It's definitely darker, I suppose.
Okay.
I was waiting for you... For some reason, I was waiting for you to say it has what I would consider a sex scene. That's what I was waiting for you to say for some reason.
That's what Star Wars is missing now, just full-on hardcore.
Well, Brenden had said that it does what other Star Wars stuff doesn't do, and then you were like, yeah, it has what I would consider, and I was like, is he going to say a sex scene?
That's the one thing we all want. That's the one thing we all want in our Star Wars is dirty sex.
Alien sex.
Yeah, dirty alien sex.
Alien and robot.
Are any of you watching House of Dragons? This is our TV
I'm not,
segment.
but I'm gonna wait till it's like fully. Wait, it's week by week, right?
I don't know. I don't watch it.
I believe so.
I'm just gonna wait till it's fully over and then probably start watching it.
Have either of you started watching it?
No.
I've heard good things. I've heard that it's good. But again, I've never watched Game of Thrones, so.
People like Matt Smith.
Right, people love
Matt like Matt Smith.
Everybody.
Exists.
Exists.
Does that mean that like there's like way more Doctor Who fans than we know? Because like I feel like people love him solely for that.
Todd, Doctor Who is fucking huge.
No, but I mean like like it's not super mainstream. It's mainstream, but it's not like when seasons drop, you don't fucking see people being like, "You watch new season of Doctor Who?" You know, like I don't fucking think I've ever heard anyone be like, minus like
Matt Smith also hasn't been on Doctor Who in
forever. It's
5 years.
He was on the season with the Weeping Angels, right?
I mean,
what is Todd even saying? Todd knows like proper nouns. He's like, no one talks about this, but the Weeping Angels, right? And the Daleks and the fucking timey wimey wibbly wobbly.
That was him.
Went back to Gallifrey.
The last bit of our TV segment here is, I know Todd has watched it because he won't shut the fuck up about it. He won't shut the fuck up about it. Has anyone else watched Edgerunners?
Yeah, I finished the entire thing. I thought it was amazing. It was like the best show.
Oh, really? Top 5 dead or alive, Mike?
Top 5 dead or alive. For the listeners at home, we had this conversation earlier, and I said, I have not watched that show yet.
Yeah, well,
I also haven't watched it, but I did buy Cyberpunk for PS. So.
Because of this show, or why? Or just because it was on sale?
Well, it was on sale, and I haven't played it, so.
Damn, Dom's fucking.
I love it.
Scooping up all these games. He's eating up all these games right now. He's beating Last of Us. He's starting God of War. He's fucking beating Todd's gamer score. It's crazy. You're gonna see Dom in a few weeks.
I gotta find out what the trophies to gamer score conversion is.
Yeah, Todd.
No, not to go back, but Last of Us, Dom, you beat it. What did you get? Like 6 trophies? There's like no trophies for beating that game. Like it's like it's crazy.
I think I have 4 trophies.
Yeah, I might get
or 5 trophies.
I have 2. I have 2, and I'm at the end of the game. I'm like, what is happening here?
I don't know how trophies function. I also don't personally care about trophies. But I will say,
watch Edgerunners. Watch Edgerunners.
Yeah.
Watch Edgerunners. Watch Edgerunners.
Can I watch it without having played the game?
Yeah, absolutely. That would probably make you want to dive into the game a little bit more. I think like me playing the game first made this show that much better for me because I was already a huge fan of Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this is not my style of animation or anything, and it was fucking incredible. I hold it up there with Arcane. Like I liked it just as much, if not more.
Interesting.
You know?
So Studio Trigger did this,
Does
correct?
it have an Imagine Dragons song?
No, it has it has music from the Cyberpunk game, which I'm obsessed with, and hearing them in the show made me like that much happier too.
And it's got a Franz Ferdinand song.
Yeah, it's the intro song, right?
So.
Franz Ferdinand is the intro song.
Yeah.
What song?
Fire.
Is
Or
it
It's a
an
Fire.
original song?
Fire?
Yeah.
It's a Fire?
This Fire.
This Fire.
This fire is out of control.
Oh, so it's not an original song. It's a Franz Ferdinand song.
Yeah, it's a Franz Ferdinand.
It wasn't written for the show.
Yes.
It's not a song original. It's not a show original. It's like originally a Franz Ferdinand song.
Yeah.
It is done by Studio Trigger, Mike, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Did they also do one of the things in Star Wars Visions?
Yes.
Interesting. I still need to watch Visions.
Which one did they do?
I'm trying to remember. I want to say it was the one with the rabbit. They might have done more than one.
They have a distinct style, Todd. Like if you were to like skim through Star Wars Visions, you would be able to pick out which one.
I didn't watch it all, but I watched a couple of those.
Because like I've watched some of Kill la Kill, but I've watched like their movies Promare, and I think there was another one I watched. What other movie did they do, Mike?
Yeah, they did the twins and the elder. I thought they did the twins.
Oh, that's right, the twins. That's what it was. Okay, yeah.
And they did the elder.
I don't remember which one that was.
Didn't Studio Trigger do another movie that we saw together?
They did Little Witch Academia.
I've never seen that. Kill la Kill. Those are let's see, films. Little Witch, Promare. Yeah, I never watched Little Witch.
I've never even heard of it.
I think it's on HBO Max right now. If you want to watch it, I don't think you would like it, to be honest. But I don't think Todd would like Promare.
It's a horse movie.
It's not. Isn't it about like firefighters, Mike?
Mare.
It was like it was a movie about.
I mean, it looks exactly like fucking Edgerunners.
The animation in Promare is why it's in my that's why it was worth watching to me. The movie was fine, but
the main character looks identical to David, basically, just like with blue hair instead of fucking whatever hair he has.
I feel
the girl on the cover looks just like Lucy, who are like the two. They like look identical. Like if you pull up the Edgerunners,
again, they have a thing. They
have a distinct style. Yeah,
look up Gurren Lagann. They probably look exactly the same like that too.
Did they do that anime? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did you watch that anime, Mike?
I watched most of it. It was one of those shows that was when it was airing at the time. It was airing on Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi had a block of anime, and for one reason or another, I either didn't have Sci-Fi or something happened where I missed a lot of it, and I never got a chance to go back and watch it. I might own it somewhere, or it might be streaming somewhere. It's streaming on Hulu. So one day.
Wait, they even have a character that looks like Becca. Like they literally like just pulled these characters out of it. I mean, I don't know what these characters are like, but like there's three characters.
CD Projekt Red said, "Hey, people don't like our game. Can you make a show so people will like it?"
Well, no,
we're not going to do.
They were locked in for. They signed up for this anime before I think it launched. It was 2020 when they tapped Studio Trigger for it.
And then they kind of laid
God,
down.
I mean,
lost track of time. It's like, oh shit, we have to make this show. What are we gonna do?
I mean,
I got these character templates for these other characters.
Coming off of the success of Witcher 3 and coming off the success of the Witcher Netflix show, I feel like
which is based off the book.
Yeah, I feel like it's not. Yeah, but it's still tied to like the CD Projekt Red properties. Like that's where they're pulling it from. You know what I mean? Like that's what it's. Like that's the popularity they're going after with that, as I don't think CD Projekt Red, like, I think like The Witcher, like a Witcher, I think is like a Polish folk tale or whatever, right?
It's based off of books, yeah.
But I think like a Witcher is like a Polish like folklore thing was what I'm getting. Like I don't think it's like a trademarked thing. Like if you could probably just make a Witcher thing if you wanted to, you just obviously had to like. Be careful what you're doing with that. But isn't the show Geralt? Isn't that what the show is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like based off of that game. I'm assuming like it's maybe not the same story, but I'm assuming it's like similar characters and stuff, right?
Isn't Geralt a character from the books?
I have no fucking idea. I have no idea.
I believe the game is based off of the book, and so is the show. So there's going to be similarities in that regard that they have the same source material.
Is CD Projekt Red not involved with the show?
I
don't fucking know either.
Take that up with Netflix.
Regardless, the point I was trying to make is like Witcher, super successful game. Netflix show super successful, this Cyberpunk show is also a Netflix show. I feel like it's not like a out of this world thing to be like, hey, Witcher 3 was super successful. This Netflix show was super successful. Let's go in and make this show, like greenlight this show ahead of time. Like, I don't think that's like a far-fetched thing to do, because even if the game, you know, wasn't received greatly, which it wasn't for, you know, a lot of different reasons, the show is not like really tied. It's like a separate story within that universe, so it doesn't.
So the show leads into where Cyberpunk 2077. So that the show ends right around the time of 2077. So
Gotcha.
like it's like right before where the game
Yeah.
is, but it doesn't like it's like it's its own thing though. It's not like tied
exactly.
To the game,
So
right?
like
It has some character. It has some characters from
Yeah.
the game in the show, but like
I feel like overall though, it's like a safe thing to be like, you know, it stands alone as its own thing if it needed to. You know, Studio Trigger has its fan base that people will cling to. It's on Netflix, so it has the opportunity to just have an audience because it's on a streaming service that's popular. So I feel like it's not like a unreasonable thing to do that show in advance. Anyways, I'll watch it at some point. I don't know if I'll play the game, but I will definitely watch that show at some point because the art style does look really appealing to me, and I've heard nothing but good things. So it might be something I throw on. You know, watch a couple 5 minutes in bed. You know, pass out to it. You
honestly, they're like the episodes are like 20 minutes. It's so
perfect.
Quick. It's
perfect.
Yeah,
so I'll throw it on and I'll fall asleep
like,
within minute 3, and you know I'll never watch it again. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's great. Anyways, the last thing I wanted to talk about was Shovel Knight Dig, which I had a chance to play back in 2020 at PAX East, playing an earlier version of the game, and I really enjoyed what I played then. And now that this game is out, I'll say right now that, like, Todd, you'd probably really like this game because it's a roguelite.
Well, it's giving me Mario 2 vibes because my favorite part was digging in the sand.
Well, so yeah, the like, obviously, if you've played Shovel Knight, any of the Treasure Trove games, those are like sideways platformers. Obviously, you know, there's some verticality to it, but not like this, where in this game you are primarily moving down. The the plane is, you know, you're looking at this 2D landscape, but you're constantly moving down. And what I like about this game is that even though it's a roguelike, which I don't necessarily always vibe with roguelikes, I feel like I usually bounce off them or never finish them. Obviously, some roguelikes don't really have endings. They're just meant to be played forever. And in this game, you can definitely continue to do that. Like, there's a lot of replay value here. There's a lot of things to keep you to do more runs, and there's high scores to chase and leaderboards and all those things and things to unlock and achievements and whatever types of things drive you to keep playing those types of games. A lot of that stuff is there for you. But it also does have, you know, sort of a way to complete it as well, which I will say, for me, one of the things this game has that is a huge boon, because a game like Hades, which I would love to finish Hades, but I don't feel like I have enough skill up front to finish Hades, that in order for me to finish Hades...
If I can do it,
bro, you've put so much time into that game, though. So you've played that. You've done so many runs of that game where even if you're not that great at it, you've earned enough stuff within the game to level up your character. Where, like, I haven't done that, so I would need to do so many more failed runs to even get further in Hades. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, if this exists in Hades, I've never unlocked it. Is there a way to start at a later level in Hades, or no? You have to always start. Yeah. So what Shovel Knight Dig has, which I really appreciate, is once you have gotten to a level, you can, like, pay in-game coins that you unlock to skip. Like, if I fail a run and I want to start at the 3rd level, I can then just go to the guy at the main area and, like, pay him some of my gems to start at the 3rd area. So I, like, really appreciate that. Obviously, you know, there's a little risk and reward to doing that, because if you were to start at the 3rd area,
not as overpowered.
Yeah, like, you're not you wouldn't have picked up all of the things you would have picked up playing those 2 other areas. So
that's what Saifu does too.
Yeah. there's like some risk and reward there. There are some permanent unlocks too that, help you. There are some things that, like, if you were going to jump ahead, you could buy some things in advance for your loadout to go back in. But that obviously means that if you're going to do that, you need to have gems on hand. So you can't just like keep doing like late level runs, starting points, because you're, spending your gems to do that. But I feel like, the game does a lot of things that are kind of typical to roguelites, what makes a lot of roguelites probably successful and keeps people coming back to them. And it does a lot of things that I think make Shovel Knight great, which is like, great pixel art, great music, solid platforming that feels responsive and feels, tight. It doesn't feel like sloppy, or, if you die, it wasn't it was your fault and not the game's, sloppy controls. One of the other things that keeps sticking out to me too is that, like, so in a game like Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, like the base Shovel Knight games, those are about like precision platforming and maybe not necessarily taking your time, but you have a little bit more time to kind of like plan and platform properly. And not that this game isn't precise, but because you are moving downward a lot and because of the nature of the game, if you were to like hang around too long in an area and not progress downward, there's a drill that comes down from the top of the screen that will kill you in one hit. So it's like you're kind of forced to make decisions quickly or quicker than you would in like a regular Shovel Knight game, which I kind of appreciate because it makes you sort of on your toes about like, I got to keep going. I have to keep moving and like making quicker decisions, which I think is just a different type of game in general. Like I think the flow of the game is very different from Treasure Trove games because obviously, you're moving downward and there's a lot of digging involved and maybe not necessarily always as much platforming, but there are just quicker game-to-game decision moments you have to be making constantly as you're getting into new areas. And because it's a roguelite, every time you go into a level, it's not the same as before, so you can't expect the same things. You can expect similar things, similar enemy types, similar hidden rooms and secret areas and stuff, but I'm really enjoying it. I love Shovel Knight games. I like Pocket Dungeon. I love all the Treasure Trove games. I expected to enjoy this when it came out, but the more time that I've sunk into this, I'm like, okay, this is like secretly creeping up as like one of my favorite games of the year. I don't think it will end up being my favorite game of the year, but I think it's definitely like, if you like Shovel Knight games, 100% something to keep your eye on and grab. If you like roguelites, I think it has a lot there for people that like those types of games. And if you want something that's just a little bit different for at least most of what I've played in the roguelite genre, I feel like it does a lot of the same stuff, but also just the base nature of the game with like its level progression being downward is different enough from things that I've played that it kind of offers up some decent variety and stuff. And really enjoying it. I think it's a wonderful game. So
why do they hate Xbox and PlayStation?
I'm sure this game will come to other platforms at some point. I think
you have Apple Arcade.
It is on Apple Arcade. I think it's probably maybe to do something with like, I don't know if Nintendo threw money at their way for like console exclusivity. That's a possibility, but also it's kind of going back to the roots of Shovel Knight a little bit because Shovel Knight originally was a Wii U 3DS exclusive for a while. It didn't come to Xbox and PlayStation until I think much later. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's why they put it on Switch first, but maybe they were just looking for where they think it would be the most successful off the bat, and Switch maybe was their choice for that reason. So, I mean, it's on Steam too. So if you have a PC and you want to play it, it's on Steam. That's where I am currently playing it, is on Steam. And then obviously, like Dom said, if you have Apple Arcade, it is also available on Apple Arcade. But yeah, I highly recommend it. I'm surprised that have you not picked it up yet, Dom?
I played it on Apple Arcade.
What did you think of it so far?
It's good. I haven't played a ton, so like I can't do like anything in depth, but it's definitely going to be a game that I like. It's going to be like one of my new time waster games. Yeah, no, it's
definitely good at that because anytime I booted it up to play more of it, it's been like immediately hitting that urge of, all right, one more run. Like very hard to walk away from that game. I'm struggling to say I am done playing it when I am actually done playing it. I was playing it before we got on the podcast, and literally as the last run went off, I was like, can I squeeze in one more run while we're setting up the show? Because I just wanted to keep playing it. It's fantastic. So highly recommend. I may write something up as well for the website, but definitely something to keep on your radar if Shovel Knight and or roguelites are your jam. But that brings us to everyone's favorite segment, which is What's in the Box. If you're new to the show or it's your first time watching, we end every episode with a game we like to call What's in the Box, where I pull 3 games off the shelf behind me. I read the back of the box. The panel has to guess what that game is based on what I read off the back of the box. We keep track of the points all year. The scoreboard going into the end of September is Dom at 47, Todd at 41, Mike at 32, and a bunch of guess points rounding out the leader board. Without further ado, game number 1. Welcome to your new life. You need the full title of this game. Something's always happening in the world of blank blank. Make your mark as blank. Keep yourself and your blank happy by building a blank that fits your style.
The Sims 4.
No.
Well, no ideas.
Non-stop fun every single day. Spend days
Animal Crossing and New Horizon.
Incorrect. Spend days and nights exploring an exciting world.
Animal Crossing New Leaf.
That is indeed the game.
I was gonna say Pocket Camp. I was waiting. It's like,
Why would I have a physical copy of Pocket Camp? That's a phone game.
I didn't know if you're reading it online or not.
I was waiting to find out if it was the makeover game, and I couldn't remember the name of that one. So,
Wait, who's your friend?
Wait, your friend? It's Welcome to your new life. Something's always happening in the world of Animal Crossing. Make your mark as mayor.
Oh man,
because you're the mayor in this game.
Yeah.
And then something about make the villagers happy.
Keep yourself and your neighbors happy. Yeah. All right. You do not need the full title of game number 2. All right. Where do I start here? Okay. Revenge solves everything. Experience the definitive blank collection. Which is why you don't need the full title, because the full title of the full title of thing in my hand ends with definitive edition, so you don't need to tell me that part. Experience the definitive blank collection. Seek revenge as blank or redemption as blank in this complete compilation of blank.
Devil May Cry?
No. Winner of 100+ Game of the Year awards and its additional content. Pursue your enemies under the cover of darkness or ruthlessly attack them head on. Your actions will ultimately determine the fate of blank.
Ghost of Tsushima?
No.
That sounds super familiar.
Remastered high-definition graphics. The blank... the knife of blank. Assume the role of blank. So, I mean, this edition clearly has all of the DLC. So the next things I'm going to read are all of the DLC descriptions.
DLC.
The knife of blank. Assume the role of blank, legendary assassin who killed the blank in his search for redemption. As blank, face off against the blank with the blank, and decide whether your fate will end with redemption or darkness. Put your.
You said it's a remaster, right?
It's the back of the box says remastered high definition graphics. I have not played this game.
Okay.
Neo?
No. Put your stealth, combat, and mobility skills to the test in 10 distinct challenge maps. I can't read the names of the DLC because I think that they are just full of proper nouns that may give away what the game is.
Shenmue?
Did you say Shenmue? No.
I'm just trying to think of. Go ahead.
Revenge games.
I was just gonna
Revenge
I was just gonna reread it. Revenge
Okay.
solves everything. Experience the definitive blank collection. Seek revenge as blank or redemption as blank in this complete compilation of blank, winner of 100+ Game of the Year awards and its additional content. Pursue your
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Pursue your enemies under the cover of darkness or ruthlessly attack them head on. Your actions will ultimately determine the fate of blank.
Sounds like you're gonna say this game. I'm like, fuck.
Assume the role of blank, legendary assassin who killed the blank in his search for redemption. As blank, face off against the blank witch coven and decide whether your fate will end with redemption or darkness.
Witcher?
No. Put your
Witcher 3?
No.
We did Witcher recently, didn't we? I feel like you've done that
Not
at
recently,
some point.
but I've definitely done The Witcher 3 at some point. Which, I mean, we could always redo a game. I can slide something back in the mix. Put your stealth, combat, and mobility skills to the test in 10 distinct challenge maps. I'll give you another clue. This game is on Game Pass.
Is it Batman Arkham Asylum?
No.
Or
No,
Batman
it's
Arkham City?
Batman.
Yakuza?
No.
It's not Batman. 'Cause I'm trying to think of like the challenge maps because that's the thing that like.
Oh yeah, that is a
This game.
Arkham style
This
thing.
game. I'll give you another hint. This game is.
Oh, Witch's Coven though. I don't know why I thought that.
This game is
I
made
forgot
by a
about
studio that is now owned by Microsoft. So this game is not only on Xbox, but it is owned by Microsoft now.
I'm gonna fucking be so mad when I don't get this.
You really are.
Probably a game I love. I'm assuming.
Max Payne 3.
No. The
Right.
studio that made this game did have a game that came out in the last few years, unrelated to this game.
The Witcher 2?
No.
It sounds so. Everything about it sounds like so familiar, and I just fucking my brain.
I mean, it does. It is a winner of over 100+ Game of the Year
That's what I'm
awards.
saying.
So it is definitely a game.
Yeah, but I didn't give him any of those awards.
That's true.
Can you reread the Game of the Year award thing?
Experience the definitive blank collection. Seek revenge as blank or redemption as blank in this complete compilation of blank, winner of 100+ Game of the Year awards and its additional content. I think it's written that way because the DLC didn't get awards.
Yeah, it's just a weird way to have written it. It was bothering me the second time you said it.
On Game Pass.
I know, I'm very familiar
On
with
Game Pass.
everything that's on Game Pass at this point.
Microsoft Studio now.
With Revenge. So you can play as two different characters. You can play as the one seeking revenge or the one seeking redemption. And also,
I feel like you've given us more than enough hints that we should all have.
Yeah, you definitely give us enough information.
Yeah, I mean, you could just be
you
could just be rolling down the list of studios that Microsoft owns and find yourself there.
But I also don't know what they own. I saw those announcements, but I checked out immediately afterwards. What was the one that Shadow? Was the studio called Shadow?
Oh, Shadow the Hedgehog.
And there we have it. What if it was Shadow the Hedgehog?
2, baby. Yeah. What was that first studio that they picked up?
Rare.
Yeah, Rare is the one that keeps on popping in my head. And I'm like, it's not Rare because it's fucking not Sea of Thieves. It's like
I should probably buy a physical copy of Sea of Thieves just to have, though. Fuck. How much does that cost?
Man, this is fucking. I'm so mad at myself for this, and I'm not gonna get it.
I'm grasping at a game
I
that I
can't.
know nothing
I
about, but
can't. I cannot even picture what games are on Game Pass right now. I'm having such a brain fog. I'm just like I can't picture anything.
Is it
Evans,
Doom?
yep,
It is not Doom.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Todd hasn't smoked up in too long. His brain's all fucked up.
I'm probably gonna buy a
Oh.
physical copy of Sea of Thieves for $10 right now.
Is it?
Oh, Elder Scrolls?
Incorrect.
Morrowind?
Incorrect.
Skyrim?
Incorrect.
I have like the game and I can't. Oh, is it Dishonored?
It is indeed Dishonored.
There
That's
we go.
why I'm like, Todd, how the fuck are you not getting this right now?
I like literally couldn't think of anything, dude. I'm all like literally all that kept on popping in my brain was rare.
That's why I was waiting to say Doom, because at the point where you hadn't said any Bethesda games, I was like,
Especially when
do I know what game it is?
when I said that they dropped a new game in the last couple of years, I'm like, Deathloop. Waiting on Deathloop.
Yep.
Game number 3. Your blank awaits. You do need the full title of this game. Your blank awaits. Explore a rich and ever-changing world shaped by your decisions. Write your own blank and become a legendary blank hero. With an all-new style of gameplay, your choices will determine what type of hero you become and shape the world
Infamous
around
2.
you.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Both incorrect.
Breath of the Wild.
Incorrect.
The
Charge
first Infamous.
Incorrect. Charge into epic battles pitting 150 versus 150 soldiers against each other. Customize your ship to battle entire fleets. Journey
Sea
from
of Thieves.
Incorrect. Journey from humble beginnings to living legend. On the front of the box, over 35 E3 awards and nominations.
Read it over again.
Your blank awaits. Explore a rich and ever-changing world shaped by your decisions. Write your own epic blank and become a legendary blank hero with an all-new style of gameplay. Your choices will determine what type of hero you become and shape the world around you. Charge into epic battles pitting 150 versus 150 soldiers against each other. Customize your ship.
It's not Destiny 2, right?
No. Customize your ship to battle entire fleets. Journey from humble beginnings to living legend.
The 150 versus 150 is fucking throwing me
That's
off.
Yeah, I did not know that was a thing in this game. I also didn't play this game, so there's another hint for you. This game, some more hints for you. This game is available in 4K Ultra HD, HDR, and Xbox One X Enhanced.
Ooh.
It is rated M for mature, with blood and gore, intense violence, sexual themes, and strong languages. Or I guess strong language.
You say, I keep on picturing sea battles. You just said 150 versus 150. What was it?
It says
Did you say it was sea?
It says charge into epic battles pitting 150 versus 150 soldiers against each other. And then
soldiers, okay.
in a
I'm
separate
picturing like boats and shit.
the next thing over, it says customize your ship to battle entire fleets. And then on the next thing over, it says journey from humble beginnings to living legend.
Is it?
Again, you do need the full title of the game.
Can you start at the beginning again?
Your blank awaits. Explore a rich and ever-changing world shaped by your decisions. Write your own epic blank and become a legendary blank hero with an all-new style of gameplay. Your choices will determine what type of hero you become and shape the world around you. This is a game.
Your destiny awaits. There it is. Destiny.
Bang.
Bang. Got it.
This is a game in a series.
That's why I said Destiny. That's why I said Destiny.
I know.
I have a game.
Star Wars Squadrons.
Incorrect.
I have a game, but I don't know the second part of the name. Like, and you said we need the full name, right?
You do need the full name.
Yeah.
Because it is a game in a series.
Yeah, so I think I know what it is. I just can't think of the fucking title. I know the first title, but not the fucking.
I believe this game is also on Game Pass.
Oh, is it? No,
Civilization.
I was gonna say
You
Civilization.
say Civilization. It is not Civilization.
Because I know Brendan's played Civilization, so I'm like, oh, it's definitely not that. It's not Assassin's Creed Valhalla, is it? Is that what it's called?
It's not Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Is that on Game Pass?
I don't know. That's what. Oh yeah, you said Game Pass. I don't know.
Is it Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
It is indeed Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah, man.
I had no idea that this had soldiers, like 150 soldier battles. What is that? That's in that game?
Yeah, I'm sure. Like behind while you're fighting, there's like fucking chaos going on and everything. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't remember that though. Because I played that game and I don't remember that.
So Dom gets the point. That puts the end of the leaderboards for the week at Dom 49, Todd 42, and Mike 32. That'll just about do it for this week's episode 334 of the Pass Control Podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you have a moment, leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform, wherever you listen to us. Leave us a quick 5-star review would be very beneficial. We appreciate it. You can find everything we do at passcontroller.io, on Twitter and on Instagram at passcontroller, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/passcontroller. You can find me at bgroom. You can find Mike at _Michaelpath, Todd at Toddy_by_nature, and Dom at PTC_1 little spark. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time.